Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report right here on the Piper Academy Network. I am Army Piper. Man, do we have a lot of red going on today. This is on the daily right now, seeing a lot of sell-off in the market. Stock market's opening up really bad today, guys, and it's all because of something called DeepSeek. AI out of China. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the FOMC this week. We're going to talk about the GDP this week, the PCE this week, the ABC, the LMNOQ, and the XYZ, all those other letters that you need to know about. We're going to break it all down for you guys, show you why we got the sell-off going. You can see right here above my head, stock market's all in the red also. But hey, good news. Good news all the way over here. That 10-year yield is coming down a little bit. So, hey, at the end of the day, we got it. But is it really as bad as everyone's thinking it is on this 10-year yield? Are we going to see a little bit of a bounce? We did get a bounce on Bitcoin here. Guys, if you don't have these levels that I put out in our Discord, you're missing out because check it out. This level's been here for a long time. It's exactly where we came down to, hit on our trend line after losing our resistance zone. And now we are bouncing back into a little support area. So we're going to talk about where you can watch for some support. Are we going to have some more downside movements? What's going on with everything? All the stuff you need to know to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Let's get it, guys. You know what time it is. Class is in session. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. Guys, I appreciate everyone that's joining us right now. Shout out to all the people in the chat. Let's jump over and talk to them real fast before we bring up my co-host over here. Let's see here. We got Alexander G in the house, best mod in the business. Wix Wi-Fi 89, 2Dub, Crypto Trades is in here with us. We got Harp. We got BC Port Corp in here, all set, I should say. Username, what's up, man? Hey, I started on time just for you. We got Army Piper, that guy's in here. Get him out of here. Donato Cabrera's in the house with us right now. We got Crypto Coin Mindset. If you guys don't follow him, give him a follow. He's got a great show, and I like doing content with that dude. He's a good guy. Kyle Fields in here with us saying, yo, what's up with you, man? How you doing? He said up top, he said, DeepSeek is a shock for sure, but it's just showing how inflated our perception of value is. NVIDIA's run-up has been pretty ridiculous this whole time. It's no surprise someone else can do it cheaper. We're going to talk about that. That might not be true. How about that? We'll use that word. We got some info that they may be doing some nefarious activities over in China to scare our markets. So we'll look at that. We do have a poll up for you guys. It says, is DeepSeek a major threat to the U.S. markets? And it says yes, no, and I don't even know what DeepSeek is. Let's see. Currently, right now, we are at looks like 41% said yes, 50% said no, and 11% said I don't even know. Well, you 11%, stick around. We're going to take care of you guys on that. But right now, I want to take care of my co-hosts. Go ahead and bring them up. The man, the myth, the legend, OC Guy. What's up, dude? How you doing, man? I didn't catch you eating. Good job. Yes.
Not even time to do breakfast. Yeah, today was a busy day. Went in here very quick. I sent some laundry. And my fiance helped me, loose it around the place. So I don't know where my other stuff is. So I needed to recycle the treasure. So yeah, I mean, other than that, doing fantastic. I'll be giving her a call to see, hey, where did we place my clothing, right? But other than that, doing great. What a dip on Bitcoin, by the way.
Yeah, actually, pretty decent dip. I'm actually looking at the markets right now. I got CNBC up over here because I'm always keeping plugged into all of the news that I need to know. So CNBC, a good source for that. Right now, it's not looking too hot. I'll say that. It's not looking too hot on the market side. Let's go ahead and jump into the news. Let's break all this stuff down, OC. We'll talk about what we're seeing, what's caused all this, why all of the hubbub, why this week, why now, and then we'll get back and we'll start looking at the charts, looking at Bitcoin and some TA. So shout out to everybody that just joined us. If you're just getting in here, don't forget, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and share it with a friend, because sharing is caring. Let's go to the news and let's talk about that and get this breakdown going. Let's do that. Let me bring this over here a little bit so I can have the right size, and let's go to the news. All right, guys. Oh, look at that. I got a line in my chart. There we go. Perfect. Got rid of it. All right, let's talk about this, guys. First of all, dashboard. Let's go into our risk assessment for today. Current risk right now on Bitcoin is sitting at 59.4% right now. Total market cap is at $3.42 trillion. It is about 1% overvalued. So we're pulling back into our fair value on the total market cap right now. Let's go in and check out what the Fear and Greed Index is telling us on here. Brought to you by Into the Cryptoverse. Right now, guys, we are currently sitting in greed at 71. Yesterday we were at last week we were in extreme greed, so we're bringing it down a little bit, cooling off a little bit there on that side of the market. Bitcoin crashes below $98,000. Here's why. I'm just going to break this down in here for you guys because I thought this article was going to give a really good layout for what all is compounding on top. It's not just DeepSeek. It's not just FOMC. We got a little trifecta going on here. So Bitcoin price plunged below $98,000, retracing from the $105,000 as low as $97,750, marking a sudden decline as much as 6.8%. The rapid sell-off coincides with heightened volatility across both crypto and traditional markets. The multiple factors contributing are several things. One, DeepSeek, the surprise impact on tech markets. Primary driver behind the broader risk-off sentiment appears to be the emergence of DeepSeek. That is a Chinese artificial intelligence platform whose swift rise and cost effectiveness has rattled U.S. tech giants. It's quickly become number one, and it keeps bouncing in and out of that spot on the markets right now for downloads on the apps, on the open source, on the OIS for iOS, for Apple, and for Android. So a lot of downloads of this thing, and it is really, really quickly growing right now. Renowned market commentary outlet Kabisi Letter posted on X talking about how this Chinese AI platform is rattling U.S. tech giants. NASDAQ 100 futures are now down 330 points since the market opened just hours ago as DeepSeek takes number one in the App Store. This is how you know DeepSeek has become a major threat to the U.S. large cap tech. Stock market does not lie. DeepSeek reportedly competes with ChatGPT, yet was developed at a fraction of the cost using less advanced hardware. Benchmark tests indicate that DeepSeek is outperforming ChatGPT in such categories as AMI, Math 500, and GPQA. It's some of the functionality of AI there, igniting concerns that the dominance of U.S.-based AI firms could be at risk. Get in here a little bit further. FOMC de-risking. Pre-FOMC de-risking. That's number two for the reason of the pullback. Another contributor to the current downswing is the pre-FOMC. Historically, investors recalibrate their portfolios ahead of the FOMC meeting, which is going to be on the 29th of January. We'll talk about that here in a minute, give you the exact time. Although consensus indicates that the interest rates may remain unchanged, riskier assets like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies often face sell pressure in the lead up to those announcements. So, Deutscher commented pre-FOMC de-risking. This is very normal, especially in an environment where we're extremely sensitive to rates, U.S. dollar, and liquidity. Going down here a little bit further. Lack of new price catalyst after Trump's new executive order. Market participants also cite a perceived vacuum of fresh bullish news. We haven't not heard anything about the Bitcoin strategic reserve yet. So they put out that one, and people just want to see more momentum. We live in seconds here in 2025, and we don't like when days go in between anything being said about bullish news, right? And then long liquidations exasperated the move. It was close to $1 billion, guys. Almost $1 billion in liquidations happened overnight in the past 24 hours. And then, of course, when those sell-offs happen, they trigger other sell-offs that people have for orders, for stop losses, so on and so forth. And then it's just a cascading effect of sell-off. And that is what we pretty much saw there. So jump up to the crypto bubbles and let's take a look at that. Let's give it a refresh. Looking at the daily here right now, guys, a lot of red still on here. On the hourly, not seeing much change. I guess there's actually quite a bit of green. Tau's up 6.4%. Shout out to Tau. ENA's up 2.5%. But overall, looking at the market cap here, Bitcoin's still down 3.5%. XRP down 7%. ETH down 5.3%. Sol down 7.8%. Let's look at the prices here. Bitcoin currently coming in at $101,175. There we go. I can see the weekly. Down 6.2% on the weekly. Ethereum sitting just above $3,100 at 31.25, down 6.7 on a weekly, 5.3 on the daily. XRP at 2.89 cents, $2.89. We'll call it 290 points. What is 2/1000th of a penny there? It's down 7% on the daily right now, though. Solana down 7.8%, sitting at 233. BNB at 622.89, down 3%. Neutral on the hour, though. Might be getting the turnaround on that. Cardano is down 7.6%, sitting at 91 cents, losing that ever so needed dollar mark there. Tron just under a quarter at 24 cents, down 3.3%. Chainlink's down 6.8 at 23.50. Not sure how that thing's going to get to a 30 to 50x $600 Chainlink hashtag. If you know, you know. Avalanche down 10%, $33.70. Toncoin moving up 2 positions to number 13 out of that number 15 position, still down 1.9%, up but sitting at $4.94. Stellar Lumen's down 7%. HBAR taking a massive hit, down 8.7% in the last 24 hours on the daily, under just sitting at 30 cents there. SWE down 8.9, also taking a punch to the gut there at $3.76. Leo token, Shiba Inu down 7.7%. Memery going on there. Leo token moving up 2 spots to number 18 for the Leo DeFi network. It is down about 0.6% right now, up about 0.5%. So looks like there are a lot of people moving in and out of the Leo token right now to move on that decentralized exchange there, that DeFi play, moving in and out of some tokens, it looks like. So it is actually making something off of that. Polkadot moving down 1 position to number 19. It is down 8.6% on the daily, sitting at $5.81. And rounding out the top 20, we got Litecoin moving into that number 20 position after dropping to 8.7% to $111. Guys, last 24 hours here. Let's make sure this is accurate and up to date. There we go. Bitcoin alone, I just want to show you, Bitcoin alone has had $281 million worth of liquidations in the past 24 hours. Right now, currently, in the past 24 hours, 329,710 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $922.7 million. Largest single liquidation was on Bitcoin on HTX. It was for $98.4 million on a single trade. Gone, out of here. Forget about it. If you know, you know. Forget about it. Let's talk about the stock markets here, guys. Looking at the pre-market, which they're now open. Let's get over there. There we go. Dow Jones is down about 0.3% right now at the open. S&P down 1.7%. NASDAQ, the big one, selling off was 2.9, it's now 2.88%. So big tech sell-off happening right now. The VIX volatility up in the green, and you know what that means. People are enjoying this volatility, and the VIX is reading it as, hey, you might want to watch your trades today. That's what that means. Russell 2K, the small caps down 0.3% right now at the open. Let's look at the bonds, though. I want to show you the 10-year dropping down to 4.544. Getting a little pullback on this. This is actually a good thing to settle that thing down, because if the 10-year gets up to 5, we got some recessionary threat issues going on there. A lot of earnings, guys. We were talking about. Let's break this down real fast so you guys can walk with me. Walk with me here. We got the NASDAQ down big time. Big tech announcement comes out of China. DeepSeek gets launched, right? All taking place at the same time that we have a lot of tech. Now, mind you, NVIDIA doesn't have their earnings until February, but they're the biggest loser on the back of this. Right now, looking at AT&T this week, we're going to get Western Alliance this week. That's a banking organization. Boeing is this week. Logitech is this week. Cisco is this week. Stryker is this week. What else do we have over here? General Dynamics, IBM, Microsoft, Meta, Tesla. There was another one here that I was looking at earlier. Oh, NASDAQ itself, Western Digital. So a lot of big tech companies this week have their earnings reports. Apple, Intel. The problem is that these companies are in direct competition with DeepSeek. And so that means that their projections, if they now have this big competitor on the market, their projections may have to be a little less than what they were expecting, which means that the sentiment from the investors will go down, which means that their stocks will probably go down. So all of this happening together this week with DeepSeek, very advantageous for the bears and very inopportune for the bulls. So let's jump over, talk about the U.S. dollar. This also fell early this morning, focusing on FOMC Q4 gross domestic product growth data this week. Currently, the CME Fed Watch tool sees a 97.3% chance of no change. That means no rate cut, no rate hike, pause, right? The current 4.25% to changing it. There's no change to the 4.25% to 4.5. So just going to keep it right where it's at. 2.7% chance of a 25 basis point rate reduction. Don't see that happening at all. Monday's schedule starts with the FOMC, the Federal Reserve's National Activity Index. That came out this morning. We're going to look at all of that. And then Tuesday, we're going to get some more stuff, durable goods orders and stuff like that. FOMC on Wednesday, weekly jobless report. So we got a lot of data coming in this week. Let's go take a look at what all we got. We did get the Chicago Fed National Activity Index. It was actually up 15%. So 0.15 from the 0.1 projected on forecast was previously in the negative. That means contracting. Look, negative, that means contracting economy. White, that means growing economy. So we had a slightly growth economy, zero being neutral on that. We do have new home sales that are going to be coming out today at the top of the hour here. That says 8 a.m. It's actually 10 a.m. It's 8 a.m. my time, 10 a.m. on the East Coast. And then the new home sales month over month is also going to be coming out. So tomorrow we're going to get durable goods orders. Right now it's looking like they will be slightly up from the previous downside of 1.1%. Looking at a consensus forecast somewhere between 0.5 to 0.8 on the positive side. That'll be out tomorrow morning, 6:30 hour before we go live. So 1 hour before market open, we're going to get that. Then we're going to have, durable goods, obviously excluding transportation, month over month, all that good stuff. Let's move here to Wednesday. Wednesday, we're going to get the data coming in for the 30-year fixed rate mortgage rate, currently it's sitting at 7.02. It was at 7.19, so we did see a slight pullback on that. We'll see what that looks like. Remember, these are based on the 10-year Treasury yield, not the FOMC rates. So we're going to get goods balance trade on that day. And then, obviously, in the afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 o'clock my time, we're going to get that Fed interest rate decision. As of right now, 4.5% is what they're projecting. What it's at, 4.5%. So no change. 97.3% chance of that. I think that we're going to see more volatility coming off of the second half, the second part of this FOMC, which is Jerome Powell speaking, and he's going to be coming out and doing his press conference. That's where we're going to get the actual volatility coming in. So be very careful on Wednesday afternoon. Looking at Thursday, we're going to get GDP. Right now, it looks like GDP is shrinking on the quarter over quarter, but looking at it at the index, quarter over quarter, it looks like it's going to be going up. So we'll have to take a look at that. Jobless claims, that's your weekly unemployment filings. It's looking like it's slowing down a little bit on consensus and increasing a little bit on the forecast. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Thursday, guys, a lot of stuff. Unemployment rate, that is Japan. Sir, can I get Japan off of here? That Japan carry trade stuff, that's gone already. We'll worry about you in March. Thanks. Let's go back down here and look at Thursday. Yeah, so initial jobless claims and the pending home sales. Friday, going to be a big one. Core PCE. Core PCE, one of the biggest things that the Federal Reserve looks at when they're looking at how is the economy doing, what's the pulse of the inflation, it's core PCE. That's going to be coming out, and right now it's looking like it's going to be up 0.1%. Continuation of that growing inflation since September 2024. So we're going to be breaking all that down every day this week. Again, 97.3% chance. Don't need that. Already talked about it. Beat that horse, is dead. And the DeepSeek sell-off. So I think that we already know about this. This is basically just talking about all of those companies that there is a threat to. Yo, shout out to Alex. Oh, crypto, the otter gang is in the house. You guys got that membership. Go ahead and drop them otters in the chat. What's up, bro? Appreciate you stopping by and bringing all your peeps, man. So, we've talked about NVIDIA. Let's jump over here to the Duo Cam. We've talked about NVIDIA a lot, and that it was way overbought, I should say. Way higher than its P&E. It's like 22 times earnings, right? Looking at NVIDIA, everyone has said, hey, even I've said it. Look, no one's producing the chips that they produce, and AI needs it, right? Today, what they're not talking about, it's not just tech sell-off. We're seeing a lot of sell-off in the energy sector. Why is that? Because everyone said that, hey, if it's going towards AI and it's going to use these big chips, we've got to have AI supported with big energy, right? And so we're seeing a lot of sell-off in the energy sector today also. But it may not be as cut and clean that, hey, DeepSeek was so much better than what everyone thinks. There's an X post that Elon Musk shared. Let me pull that up here and find it. There we go. Oh, by the way, just so you know, OC, Michael Saylor just bought more Bitcoin. Let's jump over to this news and let's talk about this. And I want to talk about this X marks the spot here with you. Let's go. Let's go over here, OC. Hi, OC. All right, here we go. MicroStrategies has acquired 10,107 Bitcoin. Of course, he bought and then it dumps, right? That's how it works, right? It's dropped big time. Yeah, 10,107 Bitcoin for $1.1 billion. So that's the news there for you. He just did that and made that announcement. The Ugly will be published tomorrow morning. I'm calling for a $70,000 Bitcoin. This was from Arthur Hayes. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a Bitcoin billionaire. He's actually calling for Bitcoin to go all the way down to 70K. We'll take a look at that chart. Just wanted to share that. Adam Kabisi released DeepSeek has now erased $2 trillion of market cap in U.S. stocks. The biggest market headwind comes when you least expect it. DeepSeek is crushing U.S. stocks. We talked about that. Yep. NVIDIA down a whole lot. Just so you know, this is pretty interesting. I wanted to bring this up. NVIDIA, today alone, NVIDIA is set to lose more than the entire market cap of all but 20 companies in the world. That's insane. NVIDIA has also erased more market cap than the entire value of Costco today alone. But let's go back over here and talk about this thing that Elon Musk posted, because this is pretty interesting. Let's be honest. China, not the most honest country on the planet, right? We know this. Elon says DeepSeek obviously has approximately 50,000 NVIDIA H100 chips that they can't talk about due to U.S. export controls. And this guy here is actually talking about it on CNBC, saying that DeepSeek has that much. So, dude, do we trust China? Do we not trust China? I say we don't trust China. If they know that they could disrupt everything, especially in an economic war, right? Because we're in an economic war with China, right? It's the first layer of conflict, right? Economic conflict is the first level of conflict. Is it very possible that they have 50,000 NVIDIA H100 chips and that this is all just a smoke and mirrors game to break down the U.S. economy, the dollar, to disrupt, right, the market space? What do you think, OC? Your thoughts on this? Do you trust China? Do they have 50,000 NVIDIA chips like Elon Musk said? Or is this real? DeepSeek is the next thing and all of our AI plays and energy plays are going to zero. What do you think?
I don't know what you're talking about. China, man, that's the most trustworthy country in the world, isn't it? I mean, freedom land,
let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. I trust China more than I trust the Clintons.
Oh, all right. I can live with that. So, I mean, I think this is a good thing. This is a good thing. Despite all the shakeouts in the market, I think that is more a little bit on the speculation thing, because let's just think for a minute. Why would they put out there something that is, I do remember reading something like 15 times more, or like better, not better, but efficient, that's the word, right? Out there just for free, right? And then make it open source. I think this is a well thought out plan, right? China is not lacking intelligence, like you say, like that, and they plan out very nice their movements, right? I think this is to force the United States companies to reveal what's below their hands, right? I don't think this has to have that much of a nefarious intent, although let's also take in account important news in the past, where we have found, and this is for real, guys, right? We have found invasive programming, invading chips, invading spying programs within technology that comes from China. That being said,
No way.
No, no way, right? I mean, how could
No
we?
way.
So, having that into our life, I mean, that will indicate that we are in risk of sharing our information. And I'm not saying that they are gonna be getting your information, right? Like, it's not gonna getting OC's passwords and crypto and stuff like that. What they're after for it is the big data analysis, right? How we all behave, how the masses behave, and how can you control the masses to then use it as a advantage for them. So despite I don't see this as a bad thing just yet, this is going to bring more competition to the market, better programming, better AIs, more efficient AIs, because I don't think Google, I don't think Grok, I don't think Meta are way behind it. I just think that they hasn't really released it just yet, right? But we still need to be careful. Just like we are careful with Meta, just like we're careful with Google because of our data, we need to be extra, extra, extra careful with these
Yep.
new LLMs that are out there.
Yep. And I see some people in the chat right now saying that they missed the OC tinfoil hat. I need more members to get more emojis. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I need more members in order to have more emojis. I will bring it back. I got it saved. Let's go ahead and jump over into the chart and let's take a look at that. But yeah, I think we're going to see that this plays out to be lies, denial, and deception of Chinese AI against the U.S. markets. I really do think that. So let's go jump over and talk about the chart here. Let's do that. Taking a look here at Bitcoin, guys. We did get the pullback here. We had a nice weekend run here of just boring Bitcoin, giving you plenty of time to spend time with your families. I hope that you all did that. Then all of a sudden, last night, at the market close, we just dump. We came all the way down to our support zone box pretty clean here. Did get a bounce off of that long running trend line there that we've been talking about also. Hey, guys, this is where we had the breakout. Look, we came back, retested it again, retested it there. So if you guys don't have these on your charts, please put these on your charts. They're going to help you out immensely. All of these zones here are all based off of fixed range volume profile. We came down, got a nice break there on that point of control at the top of that line also. And then if we go ahead and throw on some chart prime power on here, you'll see we got a bounce on our quantum reactor. And right now we are getting back above the dynamic reactor, recovering quite well right now. The other thing that I want to show you, and let's go over here and let's talk about this daily though. Because I am seeing some stuff on the daily over here that's giving me a little concern. Don't be surprised if sometime here in this week that we don't get this range here, somewhere in here, the price to come back down again. Why? Because the histogram is about to zero out, guys. We do have a daily signal line on the MACD about to cross saying, hey, downside movement, right? That's what that means. You can look here. We had it there. Little downside movement. Wasn't huge, but it still played out. So be aware of that. We do have that happening right now in the MACD normalized. Taking a look down here at the Oscillator Pro, the power bar didn't quite wane out like it did there, saying, hey, look, I'm losing juice here, but it did print pretty brightly there. That means, hey, this is losing, it's waning, right? Waning strength on the bull trend. We do have the oscillator ribbon coming down. Money flow is pretty positive right now, but flat. And trade volume is starting to focus downward trend there. Oscillator, the RSI Prime does have a pretty good candle. We are getting a wick here, so that's a good sign that we could start to get a curvature back up. But as of right now, we do have about 50% of the way to go on the RSI Prime. So on the daily, we could continue going down quite a ways before things get oversold on the daily right now. Would not be surprised if we get a rejection at this range that we're at, about 102,000, and start to push back down if we don't get the markets to give some momentum behind Bitcoin. If the markets continue to sell off like we're seeing, could see this reject back down, come back for another test here, maybe a double bottom. Maybe a swing fill pattern, and we'll see how that goes. But OC, let's kick it over to you. Let's see what you're looking at on Bitcoin. Then let's jump in and knock out some alts. Some of these alts are giving us some really, really nice buy levels. I'm just going to put that out there. So, if you're looking for opportunity, that's that sound at the door right now. Let's go jump over your chart, OC.
Absolutely. First of all, let me show you that we didn't have that opportunity. Look at that. I was looking as we were breaking down in here, and just as we close this candle, we pop this reversal. Yes, and just so you know that I did had a buy. In fact, I bought it right now. Let me show it right there. Really, you would need to come back and rewind it and see where my position was. So, by the way, that is my public account. So we're working out $8,000 to whatever it take us to the next week. This week, we ended up having around an 8% increasement within 1 week of trading. It was an amazing week. We'll see how well we can grow that account. Stay tuned on Piper Academy because I'm also going to be giving there my single entries. By the way, first one was on this candle. Why not? Let's just take a look at it. There we go. Look at that. We had it right here. Remember, we're trading two things. We're trading $1,000 with a bot, and then also we're trading $1,000 with a manual trade. The first entry was here, and then I re-entered right here as we had our entry. Remember, I buy when we retrace. Look at that, and I sell as we go up. So buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. That is the trick, right? Remember, buy low, sell high, not the other way around. All right. Other than that, we have a little bit of a breakout of this pattern here. Very nice. Let me start hiding a little bit of my indicators so we can see a much better cycle. We are, if we just zoom out for a little bit in the 4 hour, we're not even at the bottom of the range, right? So this could be one of a vertex either for a higher low, because I mean, we still build up something like this, right? But so far, let's just bring up once again our support and resistances. There we go. And we have a big support in VPVR right there where we just hit it. We need to be careful because when we turn on our, there we go, another set of highs and lows and predictive ranges, despite we are bouncing out of the golden area, which is what we want to see. Remember, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. And if we are not able to pierce it back through, well, then you know what's coming. So how to trade this if you did not catch this bottom, that's fine. Just give it a little bit of a rest in here. Remember to follow your strategy. If you don't know, we usually do it from the 4 hours to the daily. That works the best. Daily works the best. Take a look at this green bars, and when we are below the zero line, that's when we start DCAing in, especially when we have one of those reversal triangles. So that is the plan. Basically, our first entry, it is there. I will be allocating for the next long. I don't think that bull run is over or anything like that. This is just a retracement. The only thing that is worrying me is that we broke this trend line and we could be bouncing from it. If this is the scenario where we bounce from it, well, then I'll start rethinking my entries there or my exits there. So other than that, turn it back to you, Piper. That's what I got on Bitcoin.
Awesome. Shout out to Alexandra G, Alex O Crypto, and Crypto Pollo Cluck Cluck. All of three of them dropping 5 gifted memberships each to our members. So picking up 15 new members. Shout out to all the new members. Appreciate everybody, but I greatly appreciate
Boom shakalaka!
Alex O Crypto, Alexandra G, and Crypto Pollo for that, gifting those memberships. Givers gain, guys. I love it. I love it. Love this community. You guys rock. You guys are superstars. Let's talk about, we're going to go into XRP, but I want to talk about the CME futures right now because we do have a little CME gap going on that we might be going up to try to close out. I want to bring that up here on the chart. Let's go ahead and get XRP ready, OC, for retro make. Actually, it was for, I believe it was Wick. Wick may have said that. Yes, no, Wick's wife. 2Dub. 2Dub wants some XRP, and we got a request for Tau, so I'll knock out Tau if you knock out XRP. Let's jump over here and take a look at the CME gap, guys. On the daily, we do have a little gap to fill right here. It's coming in off the top of this, and this morning it was way down, but now we have this little teeny tiny gap. It's sitting between 104,000 to 105,000. That could be where we're trying to target back up to right now to close that gap. I just wanted to bring that up and make you guys aware of it. If you're aware, if you know, then you know, right? Let's go ahead and make that red, and nope, not that one. Go ahead and make that red, and that way we can keep an eye on that today. But that's about $105,000. We'll close that gap, just so you're tracking. OC, let's kick it over to you. Let's check out XRPP. Shout out to Wick's wife, 2Dub, in the house. Then we'll come back and knock out Tau. So,
Absolutely. So XRPPs, I love it. Man, it was a huge disappointment. Why? Because it played out as exactly as I was expecting, but it ended up just flopping on me. So remember that. Just a little bit of a recap. We were looking at a possible bull flag in here. Very beautiful bull flag, to be honest. And then I was telling you guys, be careful because we could be having a sweep of the lows, and that is because we have a little bit of liquidity down below there. So, by the way, if you are not using liquidations by chart prime, you are missing out. We usually go where we are the closest to. You'll see that. Look at that. We build up some liquidation points, and what happened? We went to grab them until we had a big gap. So once again, if you are not using this liquidation charts by chart prime, which is a free indicator, you are missing out. So it played out in this way. It was a breakout, and then remember, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. And here's a caveat, guys. I always have explained, same with channels, same with upward channels, same with downward channel, and same with triangles, any kind of triangles. That's why I'm doing a very weird triangle there. Whenever we have a breakout and then we close back in, the most immediate chance, or the chances better increase that we're going to hit the other side of the channel, right? Once again, if we bounce, breakout, and then close back in, the most immediate reaction or possibility is greater increase to hit the other side of the channel. Same thing happens in triangles, right? So what happened here is that it faked out very nicely, and when we went up in here, we closed back inside. And what happened? We hit the other part of the channel. So that was a good fake out. It actually took me by surprise. I was expecting an actual bounce. And then we just ranged. And then as we build up our liquidations, we went grabbing it. As you can see, it's a V-shaped recovery. Everybody's waiting to buy there. Bitcoin, altcoin, even what was the other one? Uranium, man. We got to take a look at uranium, but that will be for another story. And we also have a little bit of that DCA point right there. Are we going to be having a red candle continuation downwards? I don't know. We are neutral in here. We have a pump, and we are below the zero line. This is important, but most importantly, we are trading to close above the dynamic reactor. If we close above the dynamic reactor, I'll tell you that we have a 70% or 80% chances of continuing lower in here, doing so until we start building up some momentum, and then we go hunt these liquidations. So I do see XRP with a bright future, bright immediate future, but we need to be a little bit because Bitcoin will define whether we range up above the dynamic reactor or we break down and we trickle down farther more into the downside. So far, I'm betting for the bullish movement, and I will not be longing it until we break above the zero line. And also we break, where was it? There we go, above this blue line right there. So other than that, turning it back to you, Piper.
All right, let's take a look here at what I'm seeing on Tau right now, man. We're in the rejection zone, a pretty important rejection zone, and I'm going to show you why, what all we have going on in this level here. So first off, let's throw on the fixed rate. Let's throw on the fibs first. You can see that we are getting rejected almost perfectly on the 887 right there. That's the top of the platinum pocket, okay? That is being pulled from this peak to this lower point here, the trough, peak to trough, and then that gives us our platinum pocket right now. Watch for us to come in, and if we get support in the golden pocket, that would be the go-ahead that we're going to continue higher. If we come in beneath this and retest it from beneath and break that, then look for some more downside. We got a few other things that I want to bring into here. Let's just remember that zone, platinum pockets in there, right? Let's go in and let's take a look at Market Dynamics Pro. Our weekly pivots here are showing our upper resistance level and our previous pivot range on the weekly, both hitting inside of this. So that is was, again, more levels of resistance to send us back down to lower sides here. That main median here coming in on the pivot tables. Okay. Lastly, we got the 3D trend giving us our top resistance band here with a pink cloud getting rejected off of that. So a lot of points of confluence here for rejection and resistance. I will say on the oscillator right now, it does look like we have green money flow. It does look like the true sevens coming back up, ribbons going flat, but we did get an overbought on the VWAP there, and we did get a power bar that said we're pretty much done. Now, mind you, we are starting a new power bar because this reversal already played out before we pumped today on the 4 hour, but we could, we have shown that this doesn't take very long to weaken and give us a downside move. So getting that rejection there that we got on that resistance zone with all that confluence there, not looking good. Volume matrix also giving us a little downside move. Again, that level to watch, guys, you're going to want to watch $450. That's going to be a key level for us to hold on the golden pocket there, coming off the fibs on Tau. OC, let's jump back over to you. Let's see what you got, and I'll look through the chat, see if I missed anything.
Absolutely. So Neo, I was looking at Neo here. At this point, remember that we were talking about this possible area of entry. It seems like we did enter here. We moved our stop to entry, and what happened? Well, then it took us out right there. Nonetheless, the analysis was spot on right there with this sweep of the lows. Maybe a re-entry. I might consider a re-entry, especially because we are once again looking at with those green candles in here, and I could be looking for a next hit all the way up here. After this hit, we'll see what happens because we need to see direction from Bitcoin. Let's jump into uranium because we've been talking about uranium. Look at that. Man, I missed the possible target right there for just a couple of cents. Look at that. So hopefully you guys have entered as we were talking about it and allocated on uranium. Look at that. It went up and then dumped. It gave it all back to it. And we are starting to see a couple of these bars. I'm talking about these bars because despite they're there, we are not below the zero line in here. So for me, that is not a confirmed entry. So let's just do, once again, how to place a zero line there. So double click on it and then just go to coordinates, do 0, click OK, and finally right click and lock it. So remember, I want to enter as we are having these green bars to allocate, and we are below that zero line. Other than that, that seems like it was a great not only analysis but also reaction, and we are back below dynamic reactor. We need to be very cautious on uranium at this point, and I think it will be a good idea to start looking at something else like eolic energy, and then also revisit solar panels energies. We'll tap into it as we go throughout the week. Other than that, turning it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking here at right now. We had a request for Avalanche. Taking a look at AVAX. Let's jump over to that and let's peep it. Let's go peep that. Looking at Avalanche here, guys. We do have a golden pocket that we're trying to get back above right now on the Fibonacci levels. That is coming in right here at $33.73. We have a lot of support right below us, and that is going to be the value area low here coming in on the fixed range volume profile. You can see point of control is coming in right here at the top of this, though. So we could get range bound here between 35.14 to 33.73 on the golden pocket. With that point of control sitting just above us there on another key level, that would be the 618. So keep an eye on that level right there. $35.14 could be a nice rejection level. I will point out that we do have a strong sell indicator that fired on the chart prime indicators. We did get the downtrend up here also while rejecting on the dynamic reactor, guys. There was a pretty good call there for a short trade. Of course, I would have probably taken my profits at that $33.73. We did bounce a little bit beneath that, though, on that value area low. Looks like the oscillator ribbon is coming down pretty sharp still, but be watching, because if we get inside of here and we do get a bounce to come back up, we could be getting a nice fire here of, like when we get these oversolds indicators and we get those uptrends that typically leads to some pretty good moves. We could be setting up for that. Just keep an eye on the oscillators today on the 4-hour. If you see them start to fire off and you got a good support range there, jump in on it, but be mindful of that 618 at $35 with the point of control overlapping it. Let's go see what we got on the pivots. Are getting a pretty good run here on the weekly support lines for the pivots. That is there. That median, though, that's going to be the hard one, guys, because we got a quantum reactor, dynamic reactor, all coming in right in this pocket here, about $36 to $37. So that's what I'm seeing there. Last but not least, got to throw the 3D trend on. Yep. Also up in that area that we just talked about, you're going to have the 3D trend cloud giving you a little bit of a resistance area also. It's like moving through sludge when you hit that thing sometimes. Of course, it's also like walking on jello sometimes too. It may not always bounce, but we'll give you enough support that if you get the momentum in there, you moving fast enough, you can get across it. So that's what I'm seeing on Avalanche right now. Let's go back over OC. Let's take a look at the chat here. And what else you got for us today, OC?
I was looking at hyper liquid, and also I was looking at FARTCOIN. I think
Knock 'em out. Let's go.
AI. Let's take a look here. So Hyperliquid, remember that we've been taking a look at it because I was expecting a little bit of a big movement. We did have that big movement to the downside nonetheless, and we hit previous target here. So what is up next? Up next, we have a flip of the ribbon confirmed here. We need to start looking at maybe reverse or something that is playing out right now. It's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and off we go. So this is a real chance. We'll keep this at the back of our minds, all right, just for now. Why? Because creating this other sharp edge in here, we can start looking at a new trend line like this, right? And will not be out of the ordinary, and also will pair with up reversal, also with the flip of the ribbon. We'll see, and let's take a look at what else do we have. Look at that. We have another channel break, a retest. So at this point, I think this is going to be a retest to the upside and not for a further continuation. We're bouncing off from a golden line. So once again, I think that is more powerful, that bouncing off or from a blue line. So we'll see what is up next. Let's take a look at, there we go, our liquidations to see what is it closer, right? So we just took it or taken some liquidation to the downside. I think a little bit of a cool off will be worth it, or will be well played for the markets. So at this point, I will say that we are going to be continuing at least the dynamic reactor, and then when we're going to be taking this option out of the board for now. Just again, keep it at the back of your mind and add it as a possibility. So how can we make money out of this? So you already should have entered on the very next candle of that reversal. So this was a reversal candle. So it was at the opening of this candle. Is it too late? I would say no, it's not too late. So this is the very first signal I'm going to be giving right here on the while. Remember to set your stop loss right here, right below this zero line. Remember that this could reverse on you, all right? And your entry will be right there where we are right now. This is not financial advice, all right? And then TP number one is going to be right below dynamic reactor right here. I know it's very short, but also what are we working with? We are working with just a little bit of a very tight range in there. So what is the purpose then to getting here? The first purpose is that we hit this liquidation areas. So we could be hitting this or these liquidation areas. That's why we have another alert right there. All right. So let me just clear this up, and we could be looking at a best case scenario right here of something around 25% gains. If you're using a 10x, that could be 258. Remember, this is not set on stone. This is an opportunity, and despite it's a risky opportunity, I'm going to be trading it. So as soon as the class ends, I'm going to be allocating this on my private wallet. Why? Because this does not have a USDC pair on Binance, which is the public the public wallet. Other than that, I was saying that I was also looking at where is it? FARTCOIN. There we go. FARTCOIN. We were looking at these two areas of support. The very second one reacted very nicely. Right now, we went to find these areas of resistance. Sorry, of support. Liquidation to the downside. Sorry about that. We are having a bright spot right here on the power bar, which means the end it's near. So we could be expecting maybe a little bounce and possibly sweep of the lows, getting some areas right here. So what I'm going to be doing is adding an alert in here and also adding an alert right there. Why? Because if this is the bottom and this is the flip of the ribbon, I'm going to be entering as we hit supporting here. Let me show you right there with this smart money area of reentry of this area of resistance. You see how we bounced, reentry, entry for long, TP number one, a dynamic reactor, and then as we break through, re-entry right here, adding more support or adding to my support, and then trying to run it to the previous high right here. If you're looking for a high low based on weekly, monthly, in areas again like pivots, remember we have on the new market dynamics pro 337. We have you covered right there. Let me click it so you can see it. There we go. You'll see that the big resistance is on our TP number one area right there. Other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
Yeah, I'm reading in the chat about Wick 589 asked a very serious question. Is FARTCOIN hard to hold? I recommend not doing that. They say it's unhealthy. So maybe just, take it for what it is, enjoy it for a minute, and then just let it go. So I don't recommend doing it though in an open forum unless it's a busy mall where you have sound the cover who owns that FARTCOIN. So there's my advice for the day. That's NFA, not fart advice. Guys, I appreciate everyone in here. We did have one question before we go. Someone, Crypto Poyo, said, hey, Piper Academy, do you think the alts are going to run this cycle? Let's talk about that for a second, because I think that crypto trades, this is a clippable moment. You're going to want to clip this. I think we got to talk about what alt cycle means, because he says, are the alts going to run? And I assume he means alt season, right? I don't think that all the alts are going to do an alt season per se like we typically see. I think there's just too many of them now. So we used to see all the alts rise like a tide, right? The tide would go up. Now we're seeing it in waves where it's this sector, that sector, this sector, that sector, this meme coin, that meme coin. I think that there's too many of them. It's like 2.2 million or 2.4 million cryptos now, right? So there's that, first of all. I think that it's really going to depend on Bitcoin having a prolonged run, because right now Bitcoin gets a run up and then it pulls back down and consolidates, stays in the same area. We've been range bound pretty much on Bitcoin for, let's just jump over to the chart and talk about it. Since about mid-November, we've been just range bound here on Bitcoin. I'm looking at a 3-day chart here. And I think that the key level, guys, is going to be this golden pocket that I keep talking to you about, that typically comes into play as our cycle top indicator, right? Every Bitcoin cycle. And so right now, you can see, looking at the 3-day, that every time we get up in here, we fail to do a retest and find support on that level. That would be the 618 coming in at $103,569. We get a little break above it there, went to 108, got a little break above it there, went to about 109, and then over and over, once we get in there, we break. We've got to get above this 618 level and retest successfully to give us a bounce. And once that happens and Bitcoin can get a sustained movement to the upside, then we will see some altcoins that will get some runs, but I don't think we're going to see the entire alt season run as a whole. I think it's still going to be hit and miss. Put up your top 100 tokens, throw darts, and you'd be better off on finding that altcoin that's going to move next than just saying, hey, we're going to have an alt season and all of my alts are going to move. I don't know that that's going to be the case anymore. Really, Bitcoin needs a sustained move. that will move everything up. But a sustained alt season, it's going to be the gravity of Bitcoin moving it, and then the narrative of the sector that is moving inside of those altcoins, which alt sector is actually moving. So there's your answer. I hope that was hope that knocked that out of the park for you on what you were looking for there on a reply. But overall, man, you just need to keep your eye on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin gets a sustained move, find those strong sectors, look at some headlines. That's what I do. I just go and I look at what's trending in headlines. And if that sector has a play, like right now, believe it or not, there's a lot of scam meme coins running around. Be very careful that have to do with DeepSeek on AI, and they're nothing related. So Crypto Poyer says Bitcoin dominance passes 61% ultra toast. I don't know that ultra would be toast on that. I just think that we have a lot more institutional attention on Bitcoin now. And so dominance can go up, but it's just going to, and everything's going to pull with it. If Bitcoin goes up, altcoins typically pull up with it. So just keep that in mind. But the traditional alt season, I don't know that we'll see those anymore, honestly. I think it's going to be sector driven and momentum Bitcoin driven. So, OC, your thoughts on that before we head out of here?
I think you're absolutely right. I think right now we're going to be pushing more narrative than any other thing. And that is because the amount of altcoins there are right now in the market. I mean, there's a little bit for everyone, but I think they will be representing a little bit more and more what happened with the dot-com bubble, right? I think we're going to be duplicating that. So basically, the dot-com bubble, the ones that survived are the ones that provided value, that follow narrative, that follow advancements on technology and ideas. And I think that's going to be the same thing, which is also going to be reflecting the traditional markets, right? Who does better? AI, which companies do AI, right? Google, Meta, SMC, Supermicro, right? So we're going to be seeing more of that instead of just new coins popping and then just blowing up. That part of the deal, I think that part has gone, except for a brand new branch, which is a meme coin branch, right? I think we have never seen that in the market. Other than maybe a little bit on the dot-com bubble, but wasn't a proper meme com market, right? At this point, I think people are in with the lulz, and that will be fun. That will be fun to watch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. We're about to head out of here, guys. If you haven't done so yet, smash that like button and share this with a friend. Don't forget, if you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell, get notified every time we go live. OC, thanks for joining us today, man. Always a pleasure to have you as my co-host here. And you'll be back here tomorrow morning. You got anything for the people on the way out? Very short before I outro this.
Absolutely. Guys, remember to click that like button. Also, thank you so much for joining. And a little tip, if you click that like button, you will not have to hold any fart coin.
There you go.
Right?
You can clean out that wallet. Clean out that wallet. Awesome. Appreciate you, bro. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us today here on the Piper Academy Network Morning Market Report. Don't forget, tune in here, 5 shows daily. This morning, we started it all off with Good Morning Crypto. This is the Morning Market Report. We've got Trade Intuition with Trade Academy this afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Crypto Nightcap tonight with TradeFly and FD White Invest. And then Markets After Dark this evening, tonight, I should say, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Lunar Beaches Crypto. 5 shows daily here. We will catch you back here tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, the economy, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Until then, guys, trade safe. And as always, use some risk management. Catch you guys later. Peace. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered. We're about to go raid Randy Hipper. Drop those grad caps. Let's go.
I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, form a Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the vision,
hey guys, tune in tonight to Markets After Dark. Trade Intuition is going to be a guest with Lunar Beaches Crypto. Don't miss that.
We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going. going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels flow low. Sound off. To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude.